Coming up, a Sad Styles production. Get into it.
Okay, so Mario.
Yeah, nice. Mario wrestling.
I'd rather be doing Mario. I think I'd rather be doing the wrestling from Mario and Sonic at the Olympics than playing the Simpsons Wrestling.
I would have loved if Mario did a Japanese wrestling style game. They love professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And these huge like football stadiums they rent out and stuff like that. So I would have loved a Mario style game of like the overtop characters of Japanese wrestling.
You know what that's called? Super Smash Bros.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. They invited all their friends.
They invited all of their friends. All their bros.
All their bros. Yeah, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
We are all one large family. Master Chief Mario. Snake Mario.
Peach is like, but what about it? No, brothers.
God.
You're brothers.
Ugh.
Man, I can't wait to play this game. I can't see how it could possibly go wrong.
This is probably going to be one of the best games we've ever played. Play. To the Retrograde
podcast where we remind you what you used to love and whether or not you still should.
I'm Andrew Bascom, and with me, as always, is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself.
Gorilla, Mikey, soon, Aaron Word.
Oh my God, that's great.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you very much.
Inspired
by the very legitimate, very real sport of wrestling. Gorilla Monsoon, one of the. Did he ever wrestle? He was a wrestler as well, right?
Yeah.
I like the idea that his business card said Gorilla.
Gorilla Monsoon is a tremendously good name.
It's so powerful.
It is such Monsoon.
Is Gorilla Monsoon the original Sharknado?
How so?
Well, because you have Gorilla plus weather event. You have Shark plus weather event. What's worse, a Gorilla Monsoon or a Shark Tornado?
Wow, that's a really good question.
Thank you. I'll take my answer off the air.
This is like starting off strong. I just, for some reason, I don't believe that the gorillas would live longer in a monsoon than the sharks would live in a tornado.
Okay, so we're getting scientific here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just believe it would be, please avoid falling gorillas that will crush you to death instead of sharks that are still like biting in a circle and stuff like that.
I don't think a shark is going to survive in a tornado either.
Well, okay, Mr. Scientist. All right. Yeah, it sounds good. Oh, Mikey, we are back. Oh, this is Mikey Aaronworth, of course, and
What's
we
up,
are
dudes?
back for another week of the Retrograde podcast.
Back at it again with the white vans.
Yes.
And look, if you're new to this podcast, first of all, welcome.
Hey.
Secondly, typically what we like to do on the podcast is take a look back at the games we used to play when we were kids. Usually it's something that had a bit of an effect on us one way or another. We rate and review the game as we remember it back when we played it. Then we take a break and we play the game. We play some of the audio and now the video. Watch on YouTube if you're there. And then we come back and rate and review the game as it stands up in the modern day against the likes of modern games. But before we do that, we usually take a swift left turn and talk about nonsense for a while.
Okay.
And this week, there's some specific nonsense to talk about.
What?
Because, Andrew, we are in the throes not only of passion,
but
we are in the throes of hashtag
Simptember.
And that can only mean one thing.
It probably only can.
And
that is, of course, that the Retrograde is doing a whole month devoted to Simpsons video games. We're currently in the middle of that because it's currently September.
It is currently September.
No one can deny.
No one can deny. And I dare you to try to deny.
Yeah.
Should I rap?
No.
Should I?
No. I think it's good.
It's opposite day.
No, it's not opposite day.
Well, I am a firm believer in no means yes. So
whoever invented opposite day really struck upon something because it makes no sense. It's infuriating. Yep. And yet people are like, opposite day.
There was an inherent issue with opposite day, built into the source code.
Yeah.
Which is when
inherently it can't be opposite day.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you said as a dumb little kid, and I'm talking to you, listener, oh no, it's opposite day. Yeah. You've immediately canceled it out. Like you're wrong already. Because if it is, you've just lied.
Yeah.
You need to say it's not opposite day.
Yes. Wink.
And wink.
Wink.
Wink Yahoo, host of the TV show Uh-Oh on Canadian television.
One of Mikey's favorite go-tos. A guy in a suit with tall hair.
Guy in a suit with tall hair on a game show.
Yeah, do you want to explain what the show was?
I would love to, because I feel like not enough people remember this show and how much it influenced my life as a child and as an adult. Basically, you had a bunch of kids who would be sorted onto different, I think they were goo teams, like the colors of different goos.
Yeah.
Goo was a mainstay in our life as a kid.
In the 90s, nothing was hotter than goo.
Big Goo, like they ran shit.
So to take that, like Nickelodeon,
Yes.
very popular for
Yes.
dumping goo on famous celebrities.
100%.
They had the Aggro Crag that you'd race up and stuff like that. We didn't really get those shows in Canada.
No, we didn't.
So TV executives from Canada are like, these stupid idiots don't see this at all.
Yes.
Let's make a cheaper, stupider version of these things.
Well, you might argue stupider. I would argue better.
Like, like Double Dare. Is it Double Dare? Double Dash? Whatever that one was.
That's a Mario Kart game.
Okay, so Double Dare then. It's like all the ones that they shot in Orlando in these huge like warehouses.
Yeah.
And then they would like, it's children fighting, like, you know what I mean? Like, or competing in a thing, or that.
I'm not allowed to watch them anymore.
No, for different reasons.
For very different reasons.
What's the one where you go through the temple and Olmec is at the end, like, very good.
Oh,
You
right.
win.
God, there were some crazy Nickelodeon shows.
And they were probably all filmed in the same studio.
I bet. On the same day as well.
Yeah.
This one, so you had a bunch of different...
The audience is like, I've been here for 14 hours.
Open the doors.
Please let me leave. You're the next contestant.
Do you want to get gooed?
Oh,
Do you
crap.
want to get gooed?
It's a bunch of security guards with green tubes walking around like, try. I'd love to. I would love to.
Just... Oh my God! Like super soakers, just pumping that, just ready to spray them.
Yeah.
So it was a quiz show. It was a quiz show.
Oh, okay, right.
And if you got the answers wrong or there were any variation of misstep,
Yeah.
you would go. You can't make this up. You would go into a torture chamber.
Yes.
And up on top of the torture chamber, an old man in a gimp suit with curly permed hair would dump a bucket of goo on you, and that was your punishment. And then you had to go back and answer more questions as if that weren't the end of your day. In what world is getting goo dumped on you by a man in a gimp suit with a perm in a torture chamber in front of a studio audience live not the end of your day?
I do love the idea that so everyone else is like, that's insane. And one guy's like, I think it prepared me pretty well for the rest of my life, actually. And you're like, the hell?
And you're like, what are you talking about? And he just pops up an umbrella and some goo falls on him. He's like, I told you so. Yeah.
Some weird buff old gimp is yelling at him and stuff like that.
Oh man.
Weird.
What a show.
Weird. Speaking of childhood,
Yes.
Simpsons.
Andrew. You were the one who really wanted to do September. Just
I feel
because
like you're selling me out.
you love Simpsons.
I do love The Simpsons.
I love The Simpsons as well, but not the way that you love The Simpsons. Andrew,
Sexually.
what is your favorite moment of The Simpsons ever from any episode? You have 30 seconds to answer.
Oh my God. How in the world am I supposed to? Oh, you're going to dump goo on me if I get it wrong.
Absolutely. It's going to be yellow goo in honor of The Simpsons.
You know what? It's so funny because we did over at patreon.com/Retrograde podcast, our Mushroom Club. We did You Only Move Twice. We did a little walkthrough of that or
Watch along.
Watch along. Thank you. Where we were talking and people were watching at the same time. It's a lot of fun. And I said that was my favorite episode. But if you ask me on a different day what my favorite episode is, I think that answer might change 20 different times.
Okay.
I love Itchy and Scratchy Land. I love the littlest jokes. To me, I've seen it so many times, the big ones, and the show's been around for so long and has such cultural resonance that you make these jokes, these big ones, and you're like, oh yes, that's right.
Yes.
But it's like almost like a million times I've heard it. It's very funny.
Of course it's funny, but it's not the best part anymore.
Exactly. Now it's the small stuff that makes me really laugh. And like Itchy and Scratchy Land when they're going over there and they're taking the helicopter like it's Jurassic Park. And the helicopter pilot goes, welcome to Itchy and Scratchy Land, the place where nothing has ever possibly gone wrong. And the family look at each other very cautiously and he goes, I guess that's the first thing that's ever gone wrong. And then they look at each other very, very upset. That's the shit that drives me crazy. I love the show. I love the writing. And it says something of how it's endeared for so long. We started, over on Twitter at Retrograde Mikey, at Retrograde Andy, where we started talking about September and now that the episode's out. And the response we've gotten is tremendous.
I don't think we've ever had a theme month that has resonated so much with so many people.
People love The Simpsons, turns
You know
out.
what it might have something to do with?
What's that?
The fact that usually we have a good idea for a theme month and our names don't make any sense. We have February, which is
February.
because February is the scariest
But that's a
month.
classic.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Retrograde.
Retrograde,
which
because
is
we have two scary themes.
two scary
There's 12
themes.
months, two of them devoted to scary
And
things.
guess what my least favorite game is to play?
Scary games.
Scary games.
You hate pop scares.
I hate pop scares. And I hate, I called the Punisher from Papa Scares.
We were both going towards that.
Oh, okay. I got there first, though.
I was gonna, yeah, it was Father's Day.
So get into the torture chamber.
Yeah,
I got some goo
I know.
for you.
You got a goo me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It popped up. Okay, so you talked about recently, talked about going to Candyman to see
Yes.
it. Have you seen Candyman yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
And why haven't you seen it yet?
It's the idea of it is great, but I need to be in the right state of mind to watch a spooky movie when I know there's pop-out scares. It's hard for me.
Right.
It's an event.
Right.
And it takes a lot out of me. It's not something that I do for enjoyment. It's something that I do for art.
So you enjoy scary movies.
I enjoy having watched a scary movie. Not watching it, like The Babadook, is actively unenjoyable for me to watch. I don't enjoy it. I love that I've watched it because it's a great movie.
Yeah.
But if I know there's a scare coming, I just can't. It's not like I know that some people's like they'll go watch something like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Look at us making September the scary month again.
I know.
You'll watch Paranormal Activity
We're
and they'll
warming
say
up.
because it's so much fun to get scared like
Yes,
that. And I
yes.
don't. It's not something that it's like if you're having food and you're like that's an interesting taste, but it's not quite for me.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like if someone if the taste of like shit. Like just something awful.
Okay.
And I don't like that I took so long to reach for that
Shit?
example.
You went to shit.
Shit.
Okay.
And they were like, this is a great taste. Like that's how my mind just doesn't understand. I'm like, no, I know it's not. I know like it can't be. It can't be.
So there's a website that tells you where all the pop scares are.
Where's the jump?
Yeah. Have you gone to that website?
I have gone to it and it really fucked me over once.
Why?
Because it synced up incorrectly. So I was like, I got a solid 30 sec. Bah!
I love the idea that the website would then be like, ha, 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 ha. We really got you. Ha, ha, ha.
I know. But then what I found that I was doing was because I was worried about the issue with it syncing up, I would, with like 2 minutes to spare, turn the volume down completely and start watching out of the corner of my eye.
I do that. I do this weird reflexive nonsense thing where like, I guess I go back to like childhood where I'm like, like this, where I'm like almost like blocking my ears, but I'm not. And I'm like I'll start like pivoting myself into more of a flexed position so I don't go like, oh, God damn it, like get really bad. Because that's the thing that it makes me mad more than anything else.
Yes.
Where I'm like, God damn it. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like
angry, but like anger and enjoyment are very opposite things in my mind.
yeah, see, like I get what you're saying because when you go on a roller coaster, it's safe fear.
Yes.
Where you're like, oh, it pushes your body to feel fear, but you know, really for the most part, you're all going to be okay.
Okay.
Horror movies are like that, except like I don't wake up or I don't go to bed that night and go like, that roller coaster was very scary. You know?
No, see, to me, it's different. Like, I think I go on a roller coaster because the exhilaration of going up and down and left and right and going fast. It's never the fear of dying on a roller coaster.
No, but it tricks your body though. Like,
True,
like your heart's like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I
That's
mean?
fair. But if anything, if a roller coaster were too scary, I wouldn't enjoy it. And then I'd be like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, why am I not tycooning the situation?
I should absolutely be tycooning this. As we learned on a recent episode in Zoo Tycoon, it's just kill all the animals.
Just kill all the animals.
Kill all the animals.
Mikey, you got to stop talking about killing all the animals. We're going to get flagged for some list or something like that.
Andrew, I'm already on that list.
Yeah, you really are.
The only list I'm not on is the no-fly list.
For now. If you want to hear that story, add Retrograde Mikey. He'll tell you.
I'll tell you everything you need to know about killing animals. Speaking of killing animals,
Right.
Andrew,
God.
I know. Well, it is kind of about that, but not really. There's a game in which you cannot kill animals.
What's that?
And that is Stardew Valley.
Oh.
And recently I've been thinking about getting back into that. And I know it's another game on the radar. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Yeah, good.
But
We make fun of you for not finishing games. Hashtag Mikey doesn't finish.
yes.
But we don't start the hashtag Mikey great at starting.
I'm so good at starting.
I almost want to show mercy upon you. Because I have seen you getting dragged this week on social media. First of all, you deserve it. I love it. And that's not the part. But like the number of people there going like, I saw somebody talk to you going, hey, how's Majora's Mask going? And you're like, well, I didn't get very far. He's like, Jesus Christ, can you please get? I'm like, that's just some guy.
Yeah,
I love it.
To chortle, he chortles my bordles quite a bit.
I loved it.
I get that all the time, and I would love to finish. The problem is,
Okay. Sorry, yes.
in the summer I don't I don't have a ton of like gaming time, right? Like if I go up to my cottage because I'm trying, look, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I want to get out of the city as often as I can.
Yeah.
And on the Switch, I just find it hard when I'm there to like really get into like a substantial game. That's why something like Stardew Valley I do really love.
I love Stardew Valley. You're never going to hear me complain about it. Also, it's also a really good game for you to play because you can never finish it.
Exactly.
So you're just like, what am I supposed to do? Finish it?
What am I supposed to do? But obviously I did finish, we talked about this on the last episode, but Arkham Knight, that felt great. Felt amazing.
Weird you had to bring that up again.
Well, listen, I'm like a salesperson. You're going to hear about a sale that I have once I've made the pitch, once they've expressed interest, once they booked the sale, once the sale is shipped, once the sale's been invoiced, and once we get paid for it. So it's basically like 6 things. So when I'm about to finish a game, you're going to hear about it 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
As I'm finishing it.
Yeah.
Once I've finished. When I'm reminded of having finished it. When I think about starting New Game Plus, but I don't. And then when I
bring up that you don't finish.
Yes,
and
exactly.
you're like, well, don't you remember Arkham Knight?
I finished 6 games in the past week. No, you finished 1 game and talked about it 6 times.
Yeah. Amazing. Because with Simpsons Month now,
yes,
we're going back and playing a lot of games.
Sorry, what's it called?
September.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy about it.
Was
there a better name out there? Seriously.
I don't think so.
D-pads, let us know. Was there a better name out there? Was there fruit left on that tree of that lemon of Troy?
I don't know.
That lemon tree?
I don't think so.
And that's why we don't want those lemons, because they're haunted. Now squeeze a turnip or radish, whatever. Turnip, I think turnip. Okay, so
you okay?
Almost never.
Debatable.
Yeah. So we're playing. You know what we're playing. Everyone knows what we're playing. It's on your phone right now.
Simpsons Wrestling.
Simpsons
Wrestling. Andrew, I'm going to do something for you right now.
What's that?
I'm going to describe to you your favorite game.
Okay.
The game that you have wanted for your entire life. Because
BioShock?
Yeah. Okay. So you're on an airplane. You don't know how you got there.
Oh, God. It's happening
but
again.
all of a sudden there's an announcement. Would you kindly put your seatbelt on?
I guess I got to.
You put it on.
Yeah.
And then, long story short, beat an innocent man to death with a putter, shoot bees out of your hands.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in the sky for the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Does that game sound good to you?
Oh, sounds amazing.
Now add Simpsons. And add wrestling.
Okay, I'm glad you're bringing this up. Yeah. These are 2 of my most favorite things in the world.
It seems crazy to think about the fact that this is notoriously, obviously we're talking about Simpsons Wrestling. It was on the PlayStation 1, developed by Big Ape Productions and Fox Interactive, published by Electronic Arts in Europe and Activision in North America. Came out in March of 2001 in Europe, April of 2001 in the United States and Canada, North America.
Yeah.
Now,
that's what it's called.
When you think about this game, North America.
Yeah, North America, right.
Whoopsie. When you think about this game, you think there's no way it could be bad. You know, Simpsons games often have like a good proper use of their licensing. I know there are some issues with it, but in this time there were a lot of good Simpsons games coming out as well, and wrestling is just a formula that seems ripe to be good.
Absolutely. There's so many pretty good wrestling games.
Exactly.
That you're
like golf.
Eh? Yes.
Yeah.
Why, you're taking an engine that probably already exists. It makes sense. This has to be good.
Yes.
Right? And so while we mentioned September online, we got so many people that said we got to do Simpsons Wrestling.
And so when I first, I knew the game wasn't that great because I remember reading EGM at the time and just being like, well, that's, obviously not going to give that one a try.
Yeah.
But I remember as I was reading through all the tweets of people recommending this, I picked up on a certain tone, and the tone was, we love the pain that you guys get when you play a shitty game. We want to ruin your week. We know Mikey doesn't get a bunch of time to play video games, and when he does, he's probably wasting it playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
So when he does play a
How's
game,
that going, by the way?
I haven't played it.
I'm very proud of you.
I'm doing a good job.
Wow.
I'm doing a good job.
Because it's, of course, September.
We're putting a freeze on Overwatch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is another great name for something.
We're really good at naming stuff.
Really good at naming something. Stuff.
September. And September. We're putting a freeze on
playing Overwatch because it's getting cold. Even though September's not even really cold.
No, September's pretty warm.
Pretty warm.
Yeah.
But it's colder than August.
So hard to argue. Like, he's bringing up stuff that you're like, well, you got me in the corner there.
I'm going to get you in the corner while we're playing Simpsons Wrestling as well.
You better not.
It is amazing, though, thinking about, like we were saying, the concept of it. This is notoriously, and so notoriously that it even says it in the Wikipedia article, one of the worst games of all time.
What?
One of the worst games of all time.
No.
And when it said that, I'm like, Wiki, we're on a first name basis. You can't just throw things like that around.
Why are you playing me like that?
Why are you playing like that? Like, where's your cited? You got to be cited by something.
You got it, right?
And it turns out this was cited. When it said this is notoriously one of the worst games of all time, it was cited. And there's an entire article about some of the most notoriously panned games of each year. And Simpsons Wrestling is on there. This game got a 32% on Metacritic. IGN gave it a 1 out of 10. Game Informer gave it a 2 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 6.4 out of 10.
Someone got paid.
You know who got paid? GameZone suspiciously gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Well, GameZone, you know, classic journalistic enterprise.
I know.
Only the highest of journalistic standards goes through 4 edits, peer review.
Very much the Washington Post of games journalism.
You know what? Isn't it the Washington Post's Game Zone?
Game Zone, yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
You guys have entered the Game Zone.
I remember when I actually, when I was running for Congress, I had a flight going into Washington. I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember.
Yeah, do you remember that?
The pilot saying,
and on your left, you'll see that you're flying over Washington, D.C., a.k.a. the Game Zone.
Yeah. Real 3-ring circus over at the Game Zone.
True.
My God.
Weird that it's a 3-ring circus in a 2-party system.
Am I right? Communism. No, it's like when Bart in the New York episode when Bart goes to the Mad magazine offices.
Yes.
And they're exactly like he thinks they are. And they're like, you know, everything's bouncing around, spy versus spy, and Alfred Newman and stuff like that. That's what I imagine. It's like Washington Post, like journalist. Next floor, journalist. Yeah. Next floor, blue lights. It's like fucking laser tag. And it's like, welcome to the Game Zone. It's like, next floor, journalist.
Yeah. I miss when that was the only way corporations knew how to market video games to people. Was like, everything was something zone. Like, Toys R Us had like the R Zone or something like that. It was like, you had to go into a specific part. Toys R Us is Canadian only, I think, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So you go into Toys R Us. And they had the R Zone, was like a little tucked away corner in Toys R Us.
Right.
Where the cool kids went.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a weird, like, I hope it's not like this anymore, but I think it's a weird gender thing too of like, we can't just put them in the next aisle next to the dolls. It's got to be its like own thing.
Yes.
Where you feel really cool. I actually remember I was in university and went to a Toys R Us to buy GTA San Andreas.
Yeah, you tell me. I don't fucking know.
I think it was that one. It depends on the years if I'm screwing it up. But it was like the first time I'd stepped foot in a Toys R Us since I was like 9.
Oh, really?
And it was because like it was being sold out everywhere, and I'm like, well, where do you have it? And I'm just calling places. And I'm like, I guess I'll just go to that Toys R Us.
Dude, don't sleep on the R Zone.
I know, even though it's now bankrupt, doesn't exist anymore.
Of course.
But we should have bought Jeffrey the Giraffe as the mascot of the Retrograde.
Oh, that would make a good Simpsons episode, like Stampy.
Like Stampy. That's a great idea.
Here's a great Toys R Us story.
Okay.
I was desperately trying to get the PlayStation 3 when it came out. I had one day one, and that's because a buddy of mine said he could get one, so I paid him for it. He gave it to me. It was the Japanese version. Oh. And I said, that's not what we agreed to. So he ended up, I called his parents.
Nice.
And made him buy it back, which he did. Good on him. That worked. I hope it worked out for him. He's a good guy. I love the guy. We're still friends. But we, so later on, I'm like, okay, I got to get PlayStation 3, and it's past launch, and you know how hard it is to get games past launch. I heard Best Buy is getting a restock. So I go to Best Buy first thing in the morning. They're apparently getting like 12 in or something like that. There are 25 people in line. And I roll by, and they're like, don't stop. Like, there's nothing. And there's like a Best Buy attendee there, like, there's not even enough for the line. And I'm like, okay, I'm going. I drive through the parking lot past where a Toys R Us is, and they're just opening up. And I'm like, I guess I'll walk in and see.
We're already here.
I walk in there, and I just like sadly, like just defeated. I'm like, do you have any PlayStation 3s in here? And he's like, yeah, actually we have one. I was like, excuse me? And then the person behind me who just kind of followed me into the store was like, oh, do you have another? He's like, no, we just have the one. I was like, whoa, shit. So I ended up getting it, and I drove back past that line.
In like the window? Did you press it against the window?
Yep. Because they were all like making fun of me for trying to get there at like 8 o'clock when they were all there at like 5 in the morning. So I was like, hey guys, guess who got one before any of you? And then I crashed into a pole.
Yeah, exactly. I got the shit beaten out of me, and they took it.
By those nerds, are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, nerds, man.
Nerds.
You know,
they'll overpower you in numbers.
I think we've learned more than anything. Nerds, not a real minority anymore. They really, their voices are heard and they are powering.
I actually think they are. I can't off the top of my head think of a minority that has it more difficult than them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
I mean, in history.
Yeah, I know. What are you supposed to do? Do you want more MCU movies? Guys, relax.
Guys,
come on.
Come on.
Jesus.
Actually, Jesus would be the best superhero in an MCU movie.
Well, he is my superhero.
Well, you know who my superhero is?
Who's that?
In this video game, Groundskeeper Willie. I can't imagine him not being the best character in Simpsons Wrestling.
I was actually going to ask. I don't know what the roster is. I've never played this game. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to start that off the top. Who do you think is the best wrestler in the Simpsons universe?
Okay.
I hate that we do universe now, like with MCU. It's like everything's the universe, where it's like just
In
fucking
Springfield. Let's just say
yeah.
Springfield.
No, Shelbyville does not count.
Let's go back and forth.
Okay.
And we'll each say one because I have a few and some of them are kind of funny but also pretty good. I'm going to start. This one's really funny.
Oh God.
I think Barney, Drunk Barney,
it!
is
That's
probably the best wrestler in Springfield.
That was actually my first guess.
Really?
Yeah, that was my first guess.
Just all that power. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
And he probably doesn't feel pain.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Not to copy yours, but I'm going to go with Willie in my second pick.
Yeah.
Because he's just so ripped.
Yes.
You know?
And he could do everything, I think. If you're looking at recurring characters that aren't quite as common, Duffman is probably pretty good.
Duffman's probably good. I was thinking Ned Flanders would be really good.
Oh, he's ripped.
He's also very ripped. And he's got, like, now that I think about it with professional wrestling, he's got a very ravishing Rick Rude look to him.
Yes, he does.
With the mustache and the, like, incredible body.
Yeah.
Man, somebody give me that drawing. Ned Flanders as ravishing Rick Rude.
That's amazing.
Man,
I like
that was
that
so
one.
good.
Ravishing Rick Rude. What a stash.
What a stash.
Goes down in history as one of the best.
One of the best mustaches out there.
Definitely one of them. I mean, I don't know. Like, who else has a really good mustache?
Tom Selleck.
Yeah. Who else in your...
Alex Trebek.
Even, like, in your life, maybe.
In my life?
Yeah, I don't know.
Michael John.
Michael John?
My Uncle John.
Oh, your Uncle John.
Yeah, he had a mustache.
Yeah. I'm sure his was pretty good.
Oh, the streetcar driver today had a mustache.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I'm sure that was good as well.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone who you see more, maybe a bit more often, who's got a decent one.
I've got a beard, but I look in the mirror and I'm like, do I grow a mustache?
Oh, yeah. No, you'd probably, I think you would make a great one. You would make a great mustache.
Thanks, man.
Who else in your life?
Is next pick? It's your pick. Are you rubbing your mustache against the mic? Oh, you have a mustache.
Oh.
You have a mustache. It's a very good mustache, Mikey.
Thank you.
I will say, I'm not going to let Mikey, I'm going to take the bullet for Mikey. You know, every person now has mustaches. Mustaches
true.
are very popular.
Yes.
You had a mustache long before that was popular. You did it while it was unpopular and uncool, and I give you a lot of credit for that.
I really leaned into it when no one wanted it.
Yeah, you're like, isn't this funny? And everyone's like, did it? And you're like, no, not like that. Don't do that. Stop.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden I'm unoriginal by having.
Do you want to not have a mustache because everyone else has one now?
I tried it. When everyone else got one, I got rid of it. And
Yeah.
then I'd see everyone with theirs, and it was like I gave up my kid for adoption and then had to go adopt it again. Or adopt a different one, because that first one sucked.
So you saw their mustaches and went, I miss you, mustache.
So I adopted a kid.
Yeah, so you adopted a kid.
Yeah. Which I can do because I didn't have a mustache. You're not allowed to if you have one. Yeah.
When you showed up with your mustache and your trench coat, and I'm not joking, he wears a trench coat.
I do.
They're like, oh, no. You're like, can I have a form? Like, no, I'm not even going to let you
Also,
fill it
have
out.
you seen my sunglasses?
Yeah, your bright yellow sunglasses, like you're going like to the range, like a gun range or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a life you live. You're a very interesting man.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm a man who is interested in this game. Do you want to run through the characters? I'll run through the whole list.
I would love to hear what the characters are.
Okay. So,
Homer's got to be in it, right?
actually, yeah, name some characters you think are in it.
Well, Homer, Barney, Willie. So we already established those.
Yep.
Like, it's not, Mr. Burns is not going to be in there because he's too old, probably, or like the body frame doesn't work.
Right.
So, but I'll say Waylon Smithers.
Mr. Burns is in it.
Mr. Burns is in it.
Yep.
Oh, so it's just going to be famous characters.
Yeah, here.
Dr. Hibbert?
No.
Oh.
I'll go through it. I'll go through Homer, Bart, Lisa, Marge, Maggie.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that.
That's weird. I would kick the shit out of Maggie. No, like, seriously. In real life, I would.
Could you kick the shit out of a baby?
Absolutely kick the shit out of Maggie.
How many babies do you think you would be there before you're like, I'm in trouble here? 70?
I mean, it would have to be so many that it filled up the room to a point where I start to suffocate.
Yeah, like it drowns you with
exactly.
babies.
Exactly.
You know what? They lost 50% of their forces, but it was a good day because you lost 100%.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Maggie, Barney, Krusty, Apu, Groundskeeper
Krusty.
Willie, Bumblebee Man, Mo,
Man, yeah.
Ned Flanders, Professor Frink, Mr. Burns, King, and Kodos.
King and Kodos?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Itchy and Scratchy.
Oh, wow. I wonder if they size proportionate them a little bit more.
I bet you with how shitty this game is, everyone is probably the same size.
Mikey, I can't begin to describe how disappointing this is, where I went in and going like, Simpsons Wrestling, this is going to be fun. And then you're like, it's one of the worst games of all time. Like, okay.
Yeah, notoriously bad on the PlayStation 1.
Wow.
Rushed out. We'll see. So you obviously haven't played this game,
No,
right?
sir.
I haven't played this game either. So we're going to be actually playing it for the first time today. You can either listen along or watch along if you're doing this on YouTube. What we're going to do is play it, and then we're going to come back. We're going to give it a rating and review based on what we think we would have thought of it had we played it back in the day when it came out in 2001. Then we're going to give it a rating as it actually stands up in the modern day against the likes of modern games, such as Stardew Valley.
Wow.
Such as Batman Arkham Knight.
Wow.
Such as, what other games did we talk about today?
We talked about so many games.
So
it's hard
many
to,
games.
WWE 2K22, I guess.
You know what? It may be better than that one.
It
based
may
on all the
be.
glitches,
Based on
yeah.
some of the stuff that they said about those WWE games. Man, should we redo one of those games? Because I almost want to see like
how bad it actually
how bad is it? Like, where is it? Like, is it still a little cooler? You're like, well, that looks pretty good. And then you're like, what is this?
I think that would be a Mushroom Club episode. I'm sure there's something on Game Pass we can play just to give us a sense.
Love it.
Mushroom Club, by the way, you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/the Retrograde podcast. The Mushroom Club is about $5 a month. We get a minimum of 2 bonus episodes each month.
Right.
Usually it isn't something that has something to do specifically with games. We try to get a bit creative with them. We have drafts. We have watch-alongs.
Movie
we have movie
reviews.
reviews. A lot of Marvel on there. Season reviews of good television.
Yeah.
We want to build that community. So
Yeah,
give it a
it's a lot of
shot
fun.
out there. Worst case scenario, it's $5. And you get access in that 1 month to all the content that we have on there.
Yeah.
And then just pull your fucking funds.
Yeah.
We'll judge you for it, but
Oh,
you
we
get
will.
everything you want.
Yeah.
And we're judging you anyway. So
and
it's,
for the month of September, God damn it, I keep fucking it up. I'm such a simp. That we are doing 4 episodes because we're just loving the topic. So we're like, hey, let's just put some more Simpsons stuff out there.
all Simpsons every day.
So this is the month to do it.
Let's do that. But first, what we should do is
what do
go
you
play
wanna do?
this goddamn game.
Oh, Mikey, I'm not pumped about this now.
Neither am I, but you know who is?
Who?
The listeners who recommended this because they love our pain. We will see you guys on the other side. And, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I hate them. Terrifying.
They probably deserved it.
Yeah, the baby.
Ooh.
Wow.
Now there's a beginning.
That's a hit of nostalgia right there.
That's good. I like that.
Oh, this guy. I'm just terrified, Mikey. I want to find something I enjoy about it.
Okay. Here's the thing: is if you've ever looked up pictures of it, it's like they're like, okay, we can just start from scratch on an engine. Let's use that celebrity deathmatch engine. Like that's what this game looks like.
Trust me, in the back of my head, that is
That's what you're
exactly
thinking?
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking about.
Do not remove memory card or turn
What's
off
that?
the console.
Why? Can I do one of the two?
You can do both, but don't do one of them.
Okay.
That really fucks with us.
So right goes into the Simpsons theme song. Kind of doesn't feel like the right aesthetic.
Oh, right. When Homer is just lifting Willie above his head.
Yeah.
So new challenger circuit, practice game, verse match game.
Mikey, we've had a lot of success when we've never played the game before, trying to continue the game.
Yes, we should try that. It
should
only
try it.
fucked us over royally once before. That was with ActRaiser.
ActRaiser, yes.
ActRaiser.
The game of the memory, the title I can never think of.
Yes.
Because it doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't make... Okay, so no Simpsons Wrestling
Oh,
game
thank
data
God.
found.
Thank you.
Game data not loaded. It says the cops
Goodbye.
are on their way. Okay.
Oh, boy.
So...
There's some secret characters.
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, we read... Look at Bart from season 1. They've got his icon. Like
Look, Marge's hair is off.
Maggie's hair
It's
looks
like if Matt
oh my
Groening
God.
was drunk and he drew him.
Yeah.
You're like, they're just
Look at Willie.
Willie.
Willie. I'm going to be Barney because we
Nice.
said he's probably the
He's probably
strongest.
good. Yeah. So you got a little Itchy and Scratchy hammering each other on the head. That's adorable.
It's now loading. Okay, Barney versus Apu.
And it's at the bowling alley.
It
So
is.
like,
Thirsty, I could twist your head off and drink your blood.
oh my God.
Day, Mr. Boozehound, I will quench your thirst by making you swallow your own tongue.
Oh
Whoa,
my
holy
God.
shit. Honestly, I don't mind the graphics.
No, the graphics are kind of okay. You are in a wrestling ring, except the ring is pretty big.
Yes.
And you can jump really high.
Yes, and I also, as Barney, I have a mug in my hand. That's funny. Oh,
Oh, and you threw it. Oh, but now you got another one. Okay. Wow.
Weird. So you're in a 3D space. The ring is pretty big, but you're using your the D-pad to control, which is never that fun.
No, but PlayStation 1, right?
Yes. I just burped.
And it's like a cloud
and that
of...
took a lot of my energy.
Why aren't you hurting him more?
Maybe because it's just like little attacks.
Light attacks?
Oh, the jump is impossible to keep track of. Yeah, so you can see your energy, like different moves will use different energies. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's
So
hard to
he's
even
just-
tell. He's jumping on my head.
Like Mario.
Yeah,
Like
that is a weird mechanic. Because if he jumps in the air, I can basically just jump over him.
Yeah.
Like, it is a weird mechanic.
Weird.
We're just jumping at each other. What is happening?
Like, other than the jumping, I'm okay with it. Like, it's fine. R1, do you want
Oh,
to
so I
taunt?
can taunt him.
Yeah, baby, come to Papa.
Which I think made me invincible, if I remember correctly. I got him in my burp juice. It is bonkers how long this game takes.
Except he's winning somehow.
How is he? Because he just jumped on my head. Like, for a game where there's, like, very little combos and stuff like that. Oh, there you go. I pinned him.
Oh.
Whoa. So this is also something that they said to be careful of, is how many glitches there are. Which I can see.
Mikey's kind of taking the lead
I'm pinning
here.
him.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I pinned him.
Holy shit.
And by the way, you can pin them while their stomach's down on the ground.
And you do your own,
Your own.
count.
Yes.
Okay, so there's 2 rounds. Holy shit. Pros and cons here right now. I'm not playing right now. Mikey's playing, okay? Keep that in mind.
Okay.
It looks okay.
It honestly, so I remember looking at all the reviews and it saying that the game looks terrible. I don't think that's true. I think the game it looks fine.
The little Simpsons expressions, that kind of stuff, actually kind of funny. The problem is, like a lot of games like this, the camera's all over the place because the
What is the poo? He's just cornering me, just slapping me.
the physics are all over the place. Oh,
I
here's
can
your taunt.
him again.
Stand still, all of you.
I'm just burping on him again.
Nice. So burped him. Big cloud of poison and... Oh, God. So does every character jump like this? We got to find out. Or
I
is it
think
just
so.
a poo?
No, I can too. So it seems like the biggest strategy, like there's game breakers by collecting the letters taunt in the ring, which is what a weird mechanic that is. It feels less responsive somehow. Oh, actually, that felt pretty good. This is the best game ever.
Nice. Nicely done. Kicked ass. You want to pin him again?
Hell yeah, I do. 1.
Oh, he got up. So it's got to be about energy too, right? Like
I think so, because he's very low on health. Like, I kind of assumed that I would be...
Like, could you knock him out?
I can try.
Oh. Oh, nice.
Wow.
Hey.
Just the clipping. His slap moves are really, really pissing me off.
Yeah, he just
cannot
comes
escape
at
them.
you, and it's really hard to...
Jesus fucking Christ. Wow, this game. Dude, I don't, like... So, okay, here you go.
Here you go, I'll pin him.
Come on, stay down. Please end this. There we go, I win, because I'm really good at this game. So,
Wow.
that was incredibly unsatisfying. I'll let you take the next one.
Okay, I'll take...
Oh yeah, we're right in front of Evergreen Terrace.
My last peanut down the toilet.
Imagine being a voice actor like, are you...
Someone straightened you out. I suppose it has to be me.
Whoa, that's...
These are dark.
These are pretty... Oh,
Oh,
yo!
God! Oh, God! The baby's after me! I don't
Marge
like
just
it!
let Maggie down, and Maggie's now trying to attack you.
Oh, Maggie's on my leg!
Probably slowing you down, draining your
Oh,
energy.
that's kind of fun.
So Marge is also kind of hitting you with her head sometimes. She's like whipping her hair back and forth, a la Willow Smith.
I keep forgetting it's a D-pad. Oh, God, she's on me again.
It is interesting that, like, the cops are watching you.
Yeah.
Reverend Lovejoy is watching you with his arms
He's
spread
like,
out as though
yeah,
he's giving a sermon.
hit her!
Do you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying, though, where it's, like, very unsatisfying? Oh, you're invulnerable now because you got your taunt?
Yeah, you know what? Yes and no. I don't know if I find it as frustrating as you did.
It's not even frustrating. It's just unsatisfying. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
like
you're
it's
just button mashing.
it is. it poses as a fighting game, but really it's just a beat 'em up.
Actually it literally says that in the Wikipedia too. Yeah, okay, so normal attack, strong attack, special attack is square, triangle, circle.
2, 3, Barney,
There you
wow,
go, Barney.
we are kicking ass,
And
man.
Homer just not getting involved. His best friend pins his wife. He's okay with it.
I like that Reverend Lovejoy is in like ceremonial garb, like he just came from service.
Exactly.
He's not even in a suit usually.
Or he's like, why don't we leave this place and go watch the Simpsons wrestle? Oh, so that blue thing is showing how long they're stunned for, eh? Oh. So there's a blue meter that comes to the top.
That makes sense.
And for as long as that's going, you can't move. It's weird that when the blue meter runs out, you're no longer stunned.
I see.
Because it feels like you'd fill it up for something good.
Yeah, right? Also, it kind of takes away the ability of like, oh, is she not going to make it?
Yes.
1, 2, no, I know she won't.
You know literally she's not going to be able to get up because you can see the blue thing going down.
Yeah.
Wow, you're pulling in a poo.
Figuring it out. Oh!
Whoa, you threw her. That was cool.
Okay, I'm starting to figure out this game a little more.
Marge, like, using a baby feels
dangerous.
It
doesn't feel like the character would do that.
No, exactly.
All right, game
there you
over.
Go. That's it. That's game over.
Yeah, fuck you, Marge Simpson. Do you want to face each other?
Let's face each other.
Okay, let's do it.
Now loading.
Remember loading screens?
Oh my god. Not since the PlayStation 5.
Oh, there we go.
Very little of that shit.
Okay. Voices.
Imagine turning the voices off.
Yeah,
what are you getting out of this game if you do that?
No, I just like the physics. All right, versus match. Here we go.
All right, here we go. I'm going to be Lisa Simpson.
Okay, and I will be Willie. Everyone wanted Bart versus Lisa. I'm not giving it to you. We're not going with obvious answers here.
No, we're going with the origin story for Freddy Krueger, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the grounds creeper creeps on a little girl.
Well, and in Treehouse of Horror, he did play Freddy Krueger.
Oh, but did he actually creep on a little kid?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, so I have a rake. You have...
Country, a smart kiddie like you, be killed before the 2nd grade.
Okay.
Okay.
Kicking the air like this.
Yes.
You should fill that air.
Oh, I like that. That's a great line.
Great line from the hockey episode.
I'm going to... What am I... Oh, I'm playing saxophone at you.
You got me. Get it. Hey, stop hitting me with stuff. Okay.
I don't know why I'm playing saxophone.
Is it restoring you or something?
I don't know what it's doing. It could be.
No. Oh.
But we both couldn't get the taunt.
God damn it.
I don't know. I don't know what play. Yo, I'll trade you my my trumpet for
saxophone. Thank you.
Sorry, yeah. I was too focused on kicking your ass.
God, I'm getting my ass absolutely handed to me.
Oh no, you're close to getting taunt. Oh shit.
Get back here. You're so little and the screen is huge.
I'm literally just running over you.
Let's keep going.
You're invulnerable. I don't want to fight you right now.
Oh my god!
Lisa
just took a rake to the face and got knocked unconscious. So
it's very Simpsons-esque. You know how characters just keep getting raked. Lisa just getting ravaged by groundskeeper Willie.
It's like Sideshow Bob with the rakes.
Yeah, exactly.
A very real scream.
That's the thing is that's the most realistic moment I think in The Simpsons that I've ever seen.
Oh god, I think I'm out here. Game over.
Oh, okay.
You know what's funny? Them
doing their own count
is very
like
funny.
That. I like that.
Yeah. Oh god, stop that! It is so annoying when you jump on top of me. God, you're biting me! You're biting me! Get the fuck off me, you freak!
Hey,
damn it!
Who are you calling a freak? Freak?
Just because I'm Scottish? Whoa! Okay, are we getting better at this?
I think we're getting really good. These games are actually kind of entertaining to watch.
Well, based on the fact that all of Springfield has shown up, I agree with you.
Of course, all of Springfield's going to show up to a fight between Lisa and groundskeeper Willie. Like,
oh my god,
what else do they have to do?
This round is not going my way. There you are.
JK.
Yeah, and here it is. One, two.
Lisa Simpson.
God,
look, if you had your bets in for Lisa over groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah, seriously, eh? God damn.
Okay, here we go. Round 3. I like that This wrestling game is basically just about...
It's an air battle.
It's an air battle. Oh, I gotta stop playing that. That was my strategy last time was never press the saxophone button.
I don't want to go to the Lisa Simpson strategy, but I might be an air battle.
It's a good strategy, man. It's also the Apu strategy.
Yeah, Apu taught us this
what
one.
Are we in fucking Dragon Ball Z? Like, why is so much of this taking place in the air?
I don't know, and we aren't for the Quickie Mart, so it is truly an Apu battle. Uh-oh, super speed.
Super speed.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
What
oh, God.
the fuck is going on?
No, you bastard. Oh, no. Damn it.
We're trying
now
to
she
get the
hasn't
taunt.
taunt. She's so
I'm
fast.
going too fast. And I'm invulnerable, baby.
Is that invincible? Same thing? What a country.
I don't like super speed.
Oh, my
I
God.
literally-
You are so fast.
I'm now biting your arm. That's a good strategy.
Oh, my God. You have so much health left.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're invulnerable. Oh, shit. Now this is just avoiding. How long do you stay invulnerable for?
I don't know. We're going to find out, I
We're
guess.
about to find out. Oh, boy. This is big. This invulnerability
might
was
be
big.
This might be the game. You can't. Oh, God. You're taking back the lead.
I think it's the next person to go down wins.
Come on.
Oh.
No, and it's over. It's over.
Gotta be. Count faster. 1, 2,
Oh,
3.
Lisa wins. God damn it.
I can't imagine there's too much more to know about that game.
No, I think we got a good handle
We've
on
got
it.
everything there is to
We
know
played
about
5
it.
matches. That's about it.
That's about it. Well, we'll see you on the other side. I've got a ton to say about that.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Dr. Nick.
And welcome back to the Retrograde.
Hi.
Well, these are all pretty good.
Yeah. That was Barney, that last
Yeah, that last one was Barney. And
Yeah.
the first ones were Lisa.
Yeah. Now, in my next impression of Barney,
Oh.
I'm going to throw this full mug of beer at your head.
Yeah, but miss wildly every
Yes.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just played Simpsons Wrestling, and we survived to talk about it.
Yeah. It was, you know what's funny about it?
I'd love to hear.
Is the voices.
Yes,
Voices.
they were.
The voices were pretty good. What I found most surprising about it is it wasn't as actively unenjoyable as I expected. There wasn't much good about it, but it didn't hurt me to play the way Celebrity Deathmatch hurt me to play.
Absolutely. We've played a lot of games on this podcast, a lot of games.
Yes.
And some are actively enjoyable.
Yes.
Some are annoying to the point that you're like, I don't want to be playing this game anymore.
Right.
I don't think that touched this. It wasn't a good game by any means, but it didn't go far into the other side of just being actively pissing me off.
Yeah, I wonder though, I think honestly its mediocrity is going to be something that will hurt it more in my mind because it's like unscented air. This game was like, it went through and I didn't even know it. Like I feel nothing having played it, but I think if you had us play, like we did not play that game very long because we didn't have to, there was
Same
not much
game.
more to do.
Yeah.
And had we played one more round, I think I would have started to hate it actively.
Yeah.
Basically what we did, we played a couple rounds against the computer and then you and I played a couple rounds against one another.
Yeah.
And it all came down to willfully playing the game in an unfun way in order to win. That's how you win.
Yeah.
Which is something that I think is a big issue in fighting games.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you know that you can just do a cheap thing, and then it's going to win, then even if I'm better at the game than you, you can just game it. And then I have to play in a boring way because you're doing it. And therefore I have to compete with you by button mashing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we learned this from the AI.
Yes.
Immediately, our first match was Barney versus Apu, and Apu is immediately jumping on our head the whole match. The whole match. And you're like, well, this is annoying. But then you're like, well, I guess we got, if that's
working.
If that's
It's working.
If that's the way to win,
Yeah.
that's what we got to do. And, you live long enough to become the villain, right?
Yeah, it didn't take me very long. Once I knew, well, I mean, look, when Groundskeeper Willie came out with a rake and I had a saxophone, I was like, I will jump on anyone's head. I'm not, like, I literally didn't know what the saxophone was doing. It was a weird experience for me. Because I was Lisa, you were groundskeeper
I was
Willie.
groundskeeper Willie,
So
yeah.
I pulled no punches. I jumped on your head the whole fucking time. Because
Yeah.
to me, it's all about winning.
Yes, winning is the most important and sometimes only thing.
Yeah, so with that said, 4 out of 4. Obviously a 4 out of 4.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not for me, 2 out of 4.
Because you didn't win, baby.
Mikey, like, this is the thing. It's really hard to think about this game. You know, we're about to rank them as we thought as children.
Right.
And it's hard to think of two things I would have loved more as a kid.
Wrestling?
Right? Wrestling and
Getting
The
your ass
Simpsons.
kicked. Oh.
Okay, what would have yours been as a kid? Batman and Kissing Simulator or what?
Kissing Simulator actually pretty good.
Yeah.
How about this? Batman and my parents' leather couch when they weren't home.
I assume that's a masturbation joke.
Hey, listen, you take that where you want to take it.
I just love the idea that you, for the rest of your life, Batman going, Mikey, you're a good kisser. Would have been like, yeah, thanks, Bruce. I appreciate it. Because you're close, right, Bruce? You know.
Oh yeah, Bruce and I mean, we're so close that sometimes when he's dressed up as Batman, I call him Bruce, and that's a big faux pas.
Is that a Catwoman thing? Does she do that? Like, who's the one that's like, I know, I don't care.
Catwoman in some of the lore, actually most of it.
Alfred.
Nightwing
Nightwing,
often
yes.
calls him Bruce when he's in his Batman.
Yeah, because
garb.
he touches back to his humanity to like,
Yes.
hold him back, I guess, or something like that.
Batgirl, same thing.
Batgirl, yes. Bat Dog.
Bat Dog.
Bat Plane probably talks to him.
Bat Pig.
Bat Pig.
That's the Spider Pig mashup.
Yes, 100%. You mean Peter Porker?
Peter
Yes.
Porker. Yeah,
Yes.
Peter Porker.
Yeah, so-
Voiced by John Mulaney. Was there, so if we had played this game for 20 more minutes, what do you think that would do to your perception of the game, if anything?
Well, you know, it obviously was going downhill.
Yeah.
I think it would have just continued downhill.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math or graphs, but if you continue the graph out a little bit further, that line is still going down, my friend.
I don't think it just stops at some
No,
point.
it's just like, and it ceases to exist at that point.
And here's, you know what, this is something that it has in common with Celebrity Deathmatch, which, by the way, if you don't know why we keep mentioning Celebrity Deathmatch, it's notoriously the lowest rated game on this podcast. A listener by the name of Brian Bland demanded that we do it because it was his favorite game growing up.
He was like, you can't play another game until you play Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, and he said even if you do play another game, you probably won't want to because you're going to want to go back and play Celebrity Deathmatch.
So we play this game, and it's, Mikey?
Dog shit.
Mikey's
It is
catchphrase, dog shit.
Absolute dog shit.
It was dog shit. It was the worst game we've ever played, the worst canonically scored game we've ever done.
It has a lot in common with this
Yes,
game.
absolutely.
Where very bad controls, unpredictable reactions, and
In a boxing ring.
in a boxing ring, and an unbelievably difficult way of determining what is doing damage, how much damage is being done, and matches that take way too long.
Way too long.
Way too long.
That was the biggest similarity to me. It's like,
Yes.
God, 5 minutes of going back and forth. Crazy.
So bad. What I did like about that, though, Celebrity Deathmatch, more than this, was that the special moves were more apparent. Like, they were more out there a little bit, and you could use weapons that were thrown in, and Ron Jeremy was in it.
Right. So yes, all those things.
All those were great.
Yeah.
Has Ron Jeremy been a character on The Simpsons?
I don't know.
I bet.
Not in the. I bet you not.
I bet you he has.
Really?
I bet.
Speaking of wrestling and The Simpsons, Bret Hart was a guest voice. He's the first wrestler on.
Did he play himself?
Yes, he buys Mr. Burns' house when Mr. Burns goes broke during the recycling episode. He's like, I got to get this old man stench out of here. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, great.
So Celebrity Deathmatch, we played it January 21st of the year 2020. It was episode...
Really?
Yeah, it was
You could have convinced me that was 3 years ago.
episode 90.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we've done a lot of episodes on this. You gave it, Andrew, in your retro score, a 0.5 out of 4.
Good
I gave
for
it a
me.
0.5 as well. So for a total retro score of 1, I gave it in my current score a 0, and you also gave it a 0 in your current score. This game got a total score of 1 out of 16.
I don't think anything will ever beat that, though.
No.
Do you bring that up because you think this might rival it?
No, I don't. So here's something I'm kind of struggling with, because objectively, I don't know how to argue that this is a better game than Celebrity Deathmatch. I don't have the words for it. I don't know how. But in a similar, this is so backwards, but I hope you'll understand what I'm trying to say.
I'll tell you.
In a similar way to when you play your first golf game,
Oh.
you're like, this mechanic is fucking great.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it's Hot Shots or Mario Golf, it just fits really well for video games. Every subsequent golf game you play, whether it's better or worse, just feels slightly less significant, a little bit more diluted, because you realize that it's been done.
Okay.
Because we had the awful dog shit experience of playing Celebrity Deathmatch, this one feels more diluted, like more of the same, but it's like, okay, I've experienced this level of suck before.
Yeah.
So my body is warmed up to this hot bath of dog shit.
Like a pool of saliva.
Like a pool of, oh, that is vile.
Yeah.
That
You're
is
welcome.
vile.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
You know
Think
what's
about
weird
it.
is you said that.
So visceral.
And I did think about it, and then I had to swallow, and I didn't want to.
Ew, and you just spit it all out. No, I agree with you. I should, if you have a young kid at home that wants to play video games, give them the most dog shit game of all time, and then eventually they can build up to the good stuff, and they're like, man, this is really good, and you're like, I know, yeah. So like, I agree with you. Actually, that's a really good point, because I tried to think, like, in my mind, I'm like, well, it's clearly better than Celebrity Deathmatch,
Yes.
right? That's where I'm starting. But then you're like, why? I'm like, why? I don't know if I can actually put in my heart. I know it is, but I don't know if I can actually explain why.
Do you think? Because I think this has a lot to do with
Simpsons?
it. Is The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Again, the Pokemon Snap example
That's
we always use.
the Pokemon Snap corollary that we always describe as
The corollary. We call it the PSC, the Pokemon
PSC.
Snap corollary.
Yeah.
You take the Pokemon out of Pokemon Snap, and that game is just bafflingly terrible.
bewildering.
Just so bad.
What is this?
So bad.
It's a National Geographic game that you get in a cereal box.
Yes. But look, what we're dealing with is two licensed properties that play very similarly.
Yeah.
One of the licenses, I don't give a fuck about in Celebrity Deathmatch. I'm not Brian Bland. I don't care.
Just by the nature of it being The Simpsons, I know my retro score will be fine. It won't be 0.5. Let's go with that, right? It won't be 0.5 because it's most likely, as a kid, I was like, hey, okay.
Yes.
I also, there's a certain modicum of success in modern day games. Back then, that wasn't so true. They were trying stuff and they failed a lot. Because there was also a lot more studios back then, too, making AAA games.
Sure.
Now there's like AAA games, there's like 8 of them.
Yes,
and
exactly.
that's it. And they all spent $50 million on them. They're all okay.
Yeah, I think also just in general, mechanics of games have gotten better. You know, cameras aren't as awful as they were even in some of the AAA games back in the day. Right. Controls are usually, like, there's so many more engines at a company's disposal to kind of make their own game. Maybe they are out there and we just don't see it as much because they're more in the indie game space.
Yeah.
But either way, I have a question. And, you talk about, you said that, because this was Simpsons, it's not going to be a 0.5. Were you, as a kid, less likely or more likely to give something a bad rating if it was a property that you loved but a terrible game?
That's funny because I think what you're trying to get at is that, like, if you love that property, you'd be disappointed and it hurts more.
It could, because
Right.
I found that more often. At least I'm living in this world that
Exactly.
I like.
At least it's some of my favorite characters that I get to see punch each other in the head. Like,
Right.
I've always wanted to see Lisa punch Barney in the face.
Sure.
I've always wanted that. And
You
so
clearly haven't been following my fanfic, have you?
Lisa goes on a vendetta of, finding the people that have crossed her.
Yes.
And crosses them off her
Oh,
list.
so you have read it.
Yeah, you're a DeviantArt guy, and I know that.
Okay.
So I think I actually
What
would.
did you think about it?
It's
Be honest.
It's disturbing.
Uh-huh. That's
Yeah,
the goal.
Good. Well, you nailed it.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, and I have not been able
So
to
you
stop
saw the
thinking
glass
of it.
in between the pages that I put there because I want you to feel what the characters are feeling.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what that was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Oh, you saw the nails as well.
Yeah,
so
I saw
you
the
got to the
nails.
last
We got
chapter.
last page, nail page.
With the bricks on it, but that they're like very cleverly engineered,
Mm-hmm.
so they will fall point down, but they do have the bricks on them.
Yes.
So how long did it take you to get them out of your foot?
This is the novelization of the Saw movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's really just trying to make you feel.
Did you ever want the pop-up book of the Saw movies? Well, we've got it for you. Like, you pop out,
Choose your own adventure.
spits acid out. You're like, damn it. I think I would have given it. I think I would have had more patience for it. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
okay,
trying to say.
okay.
So I, especially when it comes to Simpsons, which is like hollow ground of like we're saying, Batman Kissing Simulator, Simpsons Wrestling. These are the things that would be the perfect combination of what we were looking for.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, without talking around it too much, why don't we get into our reviews based on what we think we would have thought of it had we played it back in the day? So 2001, you got
Space Odyssey.
Bring! The school bell rings.
Oh,
all the kids are so happy because there's that one teacher in their last class. They don't want to deal with that, So they're running home and you're there as well. Wait for me, guys. Don't close the bus door. But that bus driver's not waiting for you. You were a little terror. So anyway, a couple hours go by. You've trudged your way home. The people on the bus have thrown their lunches at you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get home, open the door. Mommy, I'm home. And you just hear the grumbling.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
He's back.
The stranger walks out of the place. Your mom is kind of like rustling her hair. She says, why don't you go into the basement? I got you a game so you can stay out of my life for another couple hours.
She opens the door to the basement, throws it down the stairs.
And then says, you next. You walk and you say, that's not what I meant. And then she throws you down the stairs.
She throws me very classically like a bartender throwing a drunk. Like one around my belt, one around the top of my cuff of my shirt.
And so finally, little Dinky Andy sits down cross-legged in front of his little TV and he's playing his games. What does he think about it back in 2001?
So I was a stupid child, as Mikey is alluding to.
That's right.
But I don't know how stupid I would have been to go like, this was one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
I love wrestling. I love The Simpsons. Like at least the wrestling genre, like we were saying with golf earlier, has been like a well-trod genre.
Right.
Where you're like, oh, there are good wrestling games. Yep. You and I played those good wrestling games.
Yep.
They're a lot of fun. I don't think the addition of The Simpsons would have covered up all the, the poop smell around it to really get the idea of it to really, cover all the blemishes. So I'm not going to give it.
You had me at poop smell. You didn't
I think.
blemishes.
This is all redundant at this point. I think I can't give it a high score, but I can't give it the lowest score because I would have given it a little bit of time. But yes, I would have gotten tired of it pretty quickly. I think that's the biggest difference. By the way, I don't think I would have been like, this game is awful. I just would have gotten exhausted by it and moved on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 4.
Whoa, that's higher than I would have expected.
I was almost giving it 1.5.
So I agree with you. I think it would have been a matter of you rent it.
Yeah.
You have one match where you basically have everyone against everyone, and then there is nothing left to do in the game. I did not love The Simpsons as much as you did back in the day, so it being a Simpsons property would not have that much bearing on me. I couldn't imagine if I had rented it, playing it for more than a couple hours before I started to regret it.
Yeah. Wow, you're really thinking about this.
I really am, because it's just so okay. The fact that it's not utterly broken, I'm not going to go as low as I want to. I'm tempted to give this a 0.5.
Wow.
I'm going to go
as a kid.
As a kid.
Wow.
Because still, like 2001, I had other games to play back in the day that were much better.
Yeah.
I'm going to go instead with a 1. And I think it's a very high 1 given what this game actually has to offer. Because as we mentioned, we played it for not that long. And I was already thinking like, I don't know what I would do.
As an adult,
yes. But I think I had a similar sensibility as a kid.
Yeah, you were also pretty miserable back then too.
I've never not been.
Okay, so that's a 3 out of 8 in our retro scores. So what are we going to do with our current day scores? Well, Mikey, our scores are going down. I'll tell you that. So, we've talked about why this game is not great. And I think we even went into it knowing it's not going to be great for the reasons exactly why we thought it was.
Yep.
It's not good at any level other than maybe like some of the quips being like especially dark, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, I did like that.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
I think ultimately that added production value and the voice acting is what brought this up above a 0.5.
I would say that is the only above average part of this game.
Yes.
Everything else is average or below. The controls are fine, but monotonous. The camera's kind of all over the place. It's more of the concept of the game that just kind of fails. It's a boxing ring, it's wrestling, except it's gigantic and it takes forever.
Yeah.
Well, then why did you make it that? Just make it like a open level thing where you got to beat the shit out of each other.
For sure.
I don't really. It's just a failure of concept, and the license doesn't cover anything for it. I think in the current day, this is like a sideshow that you stop at, but you do not spend any time on. This is a 0.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. I think the sideshow is a good example because it's not so broken, and it wasn't so unenjoyable that I actively rallied against it the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did have a chuckle at a couple of the lines, but beyond that, I got nothing out of the gameplay. I'm glad that I won, but I know that I really scraped the bottom of the barrel to do it.
By beating me?
Yeah,
The fuck?
I removed all enjoyment from the game. You even at one point said, you're like, I think I need to adopt the Lisa Simpson strategy of just jumping. And I'm like, well, I've given up my morals a long time ago. But just to clarify here, actually, so Luigi's Mansion came out in 2001. Eco came out. Black and White came out. SSX Tricky, Halo, Max Payne, Final Fantasy X. There were a lot of good games at this point in time to say that
Simpsons Wrestling.
Simpsons Wrestling was there.
Wrestling.
Batman Vengeance, by the way, is another one that came out in 2001 and is on that list of among the worst games of all time. So
wow, that when we do Bat Month,
baby.
Yeah,
that's which we will be doing.
We
soon.
will be doing eventually.
And I can't wait for that. That's my September.
That will be Mikey calling a hotline, going, "I've had an erection for 30 straight days." Is this an issue?
I'm giving this one a 0.5 out of 10 as well.
Yeah,
out of 4. Sorry.
Well, out of 10 as well. So wait, this is a 0.2.
Yeah, it's all relative there. Yeah.
You know what the thing is? I can't give it a 0. Like, it's not a 0 game.
Yeah.
There are games we play that are genuine zeros where you're like, wow, this game is unplayable.
I still think that Celebrity Deathmatch is a 0 out of 4 in the modern day.
Yeah. So there you go. So we wanted to bring up Deathmatch because we thought it was like a real, comparable game. And this game did just slightly better. Not great, but actually not slightly. It did dramatically better now that we look at the scores. But
so, you know what I find interesting here is, okay. What do you think deserves a higher score?
Uh-oh.
This game or Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games?
Oh boy. Neither. I don't know.
You know what? I don't want to put you on the spot.
It's pretty
there because
close.
It's hard to compare apples to
Yeah,
apples.
it's
But
close.
4 to me, I was like, this has to be one of the lowest things we've ever given. We've given 4s recently, as recent as Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Space Jam also got a 4. So it's not. It's 4.
I'd rather play this than Space Jam. Space Jam was the same thing, just back and forth and back and forth.
You know what? Yeah, I think Space Jam is a good example, although there's somehow more to do in Space Jam, though.
Yeah,
with the
in
minigames,
between.
For better or worse. For better or worse.
I was going to say, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So a 4 out of 16. Oh, man. We got to find a way to publish this for people. Because the scores, we have like a Google sheet where we look at all the scores.
I would be scared to bring that up and allow scrutiny on it. I don't know.
No screenshots. No screenshots.
No. You're not allowed to show any. But fine. Here, how about this? We'll post it to the Mushroom Club.
Yeah.
You got to promise no screenshots because you don't want someone you gave me your money. I mean, us your money.
The hell?
You gave me your money.
What? Stop winking to the camera.
Wink Yahoo, baby.
Callback.
Yeah, so you don't want your hard-earned money to go to waste. Don't post the reviews because then everyone can see it without paying money.
Yeah, we got to get at least a download out of these people. So
yeah, hell yeah, baby.
It's all about those downloads. But yeah, so we play Simpsons Wrestling. I appreciate that everyone suggested it to us. And I don't know if they're going to be satisfied with us going, it was fine.
I honestly think the problem is everyone was going overboard with how bad this game was. That I'm like, oh, okay, it's not unplayable in the way that some bad games are.
That is so true. When maybe our expectations were so low going into this because of the D-pads that we're like, fine, so whatever.
It's your fault.
It's your fault.
It's your fault.
Look yourself in the mirror when you're like, these idiots, it was too high. It's like, well, it's your goddamn fault. Chad, Larry.
Well, listen, Chad and Larry, if there's one thing I know about Chad and Larry, they fucking love oboes. And I hear one warming up because we are about to go to the awards ceremony.
You've been waiting for it all year. The most glamorous awards ceremony of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grady's.
Wow.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Everyone looks so good.
Everyone looks
Whole
great.
town of Springfield's here.
Elliot's got, he hasn't gotten rid of the yellow face paint.
No. Which we talked about.
We still don't know if it's great.
Tried wiping it off?
It's on there for good.
Stained. Okay.
How long did the doctor say? Oh, 3 more weeks.
Wow.
Oh, perfect.
Well,
this is perfect.
Wow, that works out. Okay,
awesome.
great.
Okay, good. So you'll just have this for the rest of September. I like that you brought a Barney-esque mug with you with beer in it, and I can see a soggy envelope floating in there. So why don't you reach in there and let us know the awards that this game has won?
The new Mexican landfill.
E.T. phone home.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah. To be expected, though.
Not
right?
undeserved.
Yeah,
Not
I know.
undeserved.
Yeah, just like you going to Toys R Us.
Yes, exactly. And we should clarify, because there are some creepy D-pads out there who are thinking, wait a second,
Ugh, God, don't do that. People are listening in their headphones.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh,
Yeah, that's what they get for me picturing that bath full of saliva.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it have the New Mexican landfill trophy?
Well, why doesn't it, Mikey?
Well, we used to give that out if it were below a 3, but we realized that the lower scores were not equal to the higher scores. So now it has to be below a 2, which this game was not in the retro score because someone, and I won't mention who, but someone gave it a real high score. And I think it was
Elliot?
It was probably Elliot.
Yeah,
Fuck that
probably
guy.
Elliot.
Honestly,
Yeah, I know. That guy
always
sucks.
that guy. Always that guy.
Well, there we go. We played Simpsons Wrestling under your recommendation, so it's your fault. Keep that in mind. But thank you very much for doing that. We love every single one of you, and we can't wait to talk to you soon. My name's Andrew Baskelman. With me, as always, doing lariats off the top rope, the bad boy of podcasting,
Mikey Aaronworth.
This is the Retrograde Podcast.
Game over. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dr. Mikey.
Shh. Shut up.
Da-da-dung, dung, 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 dung. Thank you so much for listening to the Retrograde Podcast.
We look forward to recording this podcast all week long, and we hope you guys look forward to listening to it.
You know how we got into retro video game podcasting? For the money and the babes? We're really in it for the ratings and reviews.
Money is ratings. Reviews are babes.
Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you enjoy podcasts.
For any business inquiries, you can always email the retrogradepodcast at gmail.com.
You can find us on Twitter at RetrogradePod.
And you can find Andrew on Twitter at retrogradeandy.
And then Mikey at RetrogradeMikey.
Instagram at the Retrograde Podcast. And remember, find us on Patreon, patreon.com/the Retrograde Podcast for all of your non-essential but very much enjoyable content. We don't ask that you give us much, apart from joining our Patreon. But what we do ask is that you join this community that we've grown. Also, give us some of your blood.
I want some of your hair in a bag. Thanks for listening from your two dads.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Fuck you, Marge Simpson.